Hi, this is Dave at Golden State Inspections, and I just got done here at 5792 North McAllen Drive. And starting on the roof, a little bit of damage to some of the shingles. Up in this region, looks like some of the ridge cap shingles have come loose, so those need to be tacked back up. A little bit of damage to some other shingles that need some sealant and or other repair. I'll refer to a roofer on that, but plenty of life left in the roof. So one thing that's going to be important on this house is anywhere where water is going to pool next to the foundation we don't want. So if you can add extensions to the downspouts, you're doing yourself a big favor. Drainage is key in any home. So back here is your main water shutoff. It's going to be the lower knob down there. I did test the pressure and that's all good. And there's some moisture damage to some trim over here and to the eaves on the far side of the house that I'll show you. And before we go too far, overall, the garage looks to be okay. There are some gaps at the door where rodents might be able to get in, a little bit of damage to the screen, same sort of thing. The wood structure inside, it's pretty obvious to me that permits were not pulled on that. There are a few defects. There's a split to one of the floor joists. There is an outlet in there that has reverse polarity, which generally just means the hot and the neutral wire are reversed somewhere. So anyway, getting back to the house, I would touch up on the paint in a few areas. Another bigger thing, I couldn't get the AC or the furnace to turn on, so I'm assuming at this point it's probably the same issue. So I'll recommend an HVAC guy take a look at that. And then the dog was probably lifting his leg on the cooling fins back here, which may affect the performance, but I think first and foremost we need to get it to operate. So another conduit where rodents might be able to get in, up through there. And a little bit of damage to some of the stucco, so I would patch these areas with stucco patch. You will see some hairline cracks. We don't really worry about those unless they open up to about 1/8 of an inch. And I think the only other bigger thing, at least off the top of my head, there was some moisture damage and or pest damage to some of the floor structure in through here. So I'll recommend that the pest guy take a look at that. Overall, I think the decks are salvageable, but there is moisture damage in a few spots, especially down low where they meet the soil. So I'll recommend repair there. Another area that you may want to patch. And some more moisture damage to the soffit up here. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see it in the video, but right there. And similar thing right here as well. And up here as well. So the pest guy will give you a bid to repair all of that. Water heater for the main house is here. The TPR valve, this doesn't appear to be hot water rated. Same as the case with the hot water heater in the garage as well. So I'll recommend that be repaired, but that should be pretty easy fix. Main gas shutoff is over here. And main electrical panel is here. The one thing I will recommend, looks like a breaker going to the microwave. The wires that are going to it are not large enough to trip it if it needed to trip. So that could cause overheating, so I'll recommend an electrician take a look at that. You do have one sprinkler valve here that does operate. And another good area to seal, or maybe put some weather stripping at the bottom of that door. There's some pretty big gaps there. I do test all the appliances other than the refrigerator, and everything else does work. And we also take the model numbers and we turn them into a service that checks for recalls. So if there is a recall, they will let you know. We are missing some smoke alarms outside of the bedroom areas. So for instance there, same sort of thing here. And then this area also needs a carbon monoxide alarm. So all the toilets are loose, some looser than others. It's possible that they didn't want to tighten it down and risk either breaking the toilet or the tile. So I'm not sure how much tighter you can get it. So nonetheless, that'll be on the report. This tub was a bit slow draining as well, so there's probably a clog. And kind of, general damage and imperfections to the wall, which you would expect to find in any house. And there are a couple leaks as well. So the toilet appears to be leaking from down below. You can see it when you're in the crawl space. And then the line travels this direction, and right before it goes into the ground, another leak there, one of the rubber fittings. So I'll recommend a plumber on that. But anyway, that's about it. There will be some other things in the report that are more incidental, more maintenance items. If there's something in the report that confuses you, if you just want to ask questions, feel free to give me a call, or if you wanted to go over the report line by line, I'm more than happy to do so. Anyway, good luck with the new house. Thanks a lot.